Hello everybody, Steffi here from The Makers. Welcome to our needle felting tutorial on how to make one of these adorable little Royal Pooches. And they are from our needle felting kit, the Royal Pooch kit, and the timing is not coincidental. It is meant to be a Jack Russell, which of course are King Charles's and Queen Camilla's favorite dogs. In fact, they have two, and last time I sort of researched it, I think one is called Beth and one is called Bluebell, and they were rescue dogs. So you can make one of these out from our kit. If you haven't got it at the moment, then don't worry. All of our tutorials, they stay on Facebook on our main page, but they also migrate over to YouTube, so you can watch them anytime on our YouTube channel, which is there, The Makers UK. That's our YouTube channel. And of course, do share anything that you make from our kits or from our ideas on our Everyone a Maker Facebook group, as it's written there. But what I want to do today is I want to say hello to some of you, but whoever's watching live, but I also just want to say that we are giving away a £5 gift voucher today. And what we want you to do is we want you to tell us a caption for the look of this dog. Tell us, what has she done? What has she done to give that guilty look that I didn't mean to, what? That's what we want you to put into the comments if you're watching this live on Facebook at 6:30 on the 11th of April 2023. Give us the captions. I didn't mean to ... And Alicia will be picking a random winner who will be getting a £5 gift voucher for our online shop. That might just help to get you something that you've always wanted. So let's say hello to who is actually here. Let's see. Right, start at the top. So we've got Diane is here. Hi Diane. Hi Gina. Hi, she says hi Felty friends, and Alicia from a windy and wet Lincolnshire. My God, talk about windy and wet. It's horrible here. Colette is here. Hello Colette and Sandra. Oh, we've got Maureen from Canada. Do let us know if you're watching as a first timer. It's always lovely to hear who's new. Rosemary is there, and Ellie. Hi Ellie. Carol is there. Hi Carol. Hope the decorating is going well and everything else as well. Hi Jane. Lovely to see you, Jane. Hi Sandra. Who else? Oh, Diane says she has the kit. Excellent. Elaine is there. If I mention anybody double, then please excuse me. Jinx is there from USA. Hello. And here come the funny words. Okay, so I didn't mean to. Colette says pee on the coronation throne. Oopsie. I didn't mean to. Tell us. I didn't mean to dig up the roses. Yes. Alison is there. Hello. Sharon is there. I didn't mean to leave that puddle on the floor, but it's raining outside. Ah, that sort of puddle. That's all right then. Pauline is there. Rain is there. I didn't mean to eat all the biscuits. So what, if you're wondering, if you're joining us late, if you're wondering what all of this is about, tell us a caption to this guilty look of this naughty little dog. What's she been doing that she shouldn't be doing? I didn't mean to ... And you can win yourself a £5 gift voucher to our online shop. I'm going to read all these. I didn't mean to captions now, not do any needle felting. Oh, I didn't mean to become addicted to felting. Yes, Karen, that's definitely naughty. Oh, we've got Nikki. Hi from Stonehenge in Wiltshire. Eddie says, my housemate says, I didn't mean to leak the... Oh, I hate this flipping jumping around. Artman baby Wookie design He's seen the trailer for Star Wars Visions 2. Oh, I've seen that trailer too. It looks very interesting. I showed it to my daughter, who's a real Star Wars fan, and she said, oh, she's probably going to watch that one. Not a first timer, as I love your little animals. Thank you, Maureen. But we have got Fiona. Hello, by chance. I just found you. Excellent. Maz says, hello, everyone. I'm watching for the first time. Well, you are very welcome. Thank you. I didn't mean to... Little brown pile in the palace. I didn't mean to jump on the bed with muddy paws. I didn't mean to chew up the coronation. Coronation, where's it gone? Coronation. Cloak. Goodness me. Right, I'm going to stop this because I could be watching this all evening, but we want to do a little bit of needle felting. So let's get started. So I'm just going to put everything that's inside the kit here in front of my... Oh no, I have to do something else first. Okay, remember I've been saying that I couldn't find the brushes to clear up my earth mat, and I was always so embarrassed because it looked so messy. Well, I have tidied up today. Spent 2 hours clearing the whole room. I've changed furniture around. Do you know that feeling when it feels like, it feels like you're in a brand new space, but it isn't. Absolutely not. However, in the meantime, I also brought one from the workshop because I didn't want to be without ever again. So now I've got 2, but I'm going to show you the messy mat I've got and what I'm going to do with it. Okay, so remember this. Well, you wouldn't remember it because you didn't see it, but this is all the leftovers from doing the Makers Make Along, the surprise box last month when we did the picture, and it was so hairy, everything so hairy. So this is what you do with your brush mat. You basically just take away most of the excess fiber. Your brush, earth-friendly felting mat will never be as immaculate as it first was when you bought it, but it does make a difference getting some of this fluff off the mat, and then you can reuse it if you want. Look at this, it's all coming, lifting it off there. Look at all of this. Okay, so if you do this regularly, you can actually keep it quite clean. And you can, of course, also rotate it and then pull the fibers from a different direction off your mat. So it is a really efficient brush, and you can also have a go at this was the firm side that I've just used. Now this is the soft side, which I'm getting fibers off. It's a good workout too. It builds up lots of muscles in your arms. There. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you this, that you can lift all this extra fiber that was on your mat. You can lift most of it off, and if you keep working on it, it takes more and more away. However, your mat will never be as immaculate and as white as it was before, but it stops it contaminating your work that you're currently undertaking. So I will, however, still put a felt sheet over the top, so that it looks nice and neat when you're watching it. Here we go. Okay, so these are the brush mats. These are the brushes. The 2, they come in different colors, but I've got these 2, and they have a very strong rubber blade there to pick up all the mess. Now this is what you get in your kit: pile of white wool, pile of brown wool, pile of black wool. You also get your eco wool felting mat. You also get your accessories, a little crown and some eyes, and you get some felting needles, which I've put here. So all of this will come in your kit, and then not to forget, you also get your instructions. And on the instructions on the back are really useful templates, which you can use to make sure that you're heading in the right direction in terms of size. Now this is obviously a very stylized dog, so don't get too worried about it not looking exactly how you want it to. I've got 2 versions. One is slightly taller than the other, so that just can happen naturally. And They are based on Jack Russells. However, I'm just going to preempt this now, that you can make them a different color. So I've got a little black and white one here, and the grey is just the white and the black mixed. So you don't need to make a Jack Russell or a dog with this fox rust brown in it. You can just make a little black and white dog. And also, I don't know if you remember, but I did a corgi for the Queen. I can't actually remember. I think I did it for the Queen's Jubilee. Yes, I think I did. Anyway, this is so you can adjust the corgi, the Jack Russell, to become a corgi by making him sticky up ears instead of floppy down ears. So all of that is possible, but I'm starting now to make a corgi. Jack Russell. Oh dear. Oh, it's too many dog breeds. So have your white wool, and you're going to split this into 3 parts. Now, this wool is quite bitty. This is our basic core wool. Split it into 3 parts. Just don't worry about it if it's at the moment quite bitty. It will be bitty. Just have 3 parts, and then put take 1/3, so put 2/3 to one side. Now, if you've got a part like this and you've got bits that are coming off like that, then lay it out and put the other parts on top of it. So just layer them on top like this, so that it looks underneath like a continuous piece, and on top it looks bitty, and that's okay. And then you're going to have to stretch it out a bit more gently, tease it out a little bit, so that it's about 30 centimeters long, 25 to 30 centimeters long. So from here to there. Remember, on our instructions you get your tape measure, so you can literally hold that against it, and you know exactly what measurement this is. Now, this is a different way of how to make a core from how we've done it, or how I've done it before, because you're going to put a knot into the middle of this strand. So whilst you're having to pull it tight, make sure you don't pull the ends off. So you've got to be pulling it really close to the knot rather than here at the end. So there's one knot sitting here now. Now you're going to put another one, but the knot goes on top of the knot rather than next to it. So that's the second knot, and you're going to put a third knot on there as well. So there comes the third knot. And once you've done this, you've got sort of a little knotted bundle there, and wispy ends coming off it. Now, the wispy ends is what we're going to felt down first. If you've got a bit coming off, just lay it over the top, and then take your felting needle and start stubbing these wispy bits into the knot. So you're covering the knot up, or the 3 knots I should say. So do one side first and then do the other side. So you're slowly building a shape, but you've already got quite a firm core. So that's quite useful. For those of you who've never needle felted before, what I always suggest is use your little wool mats that you get in the kit. You take the label off, so take this label off here, you don't need that, and just have a little go at stabbing into the wool mat, in and out in a straight way. From the side it would look like this, in and out in a straight way. So in and out in a straight way, go across your mat from left to right, from right to left, cross over, draw some little circles, just keep stabbing into it to get a good feel for that. Stab, stab, stab really deep until you hit the table, and then you will find that you've felted these 2 mats together now. So I can pull them apart again, but they're definitely secure and together. And that is literally all you need to know about needle felting. Stab the needle into wool, make sure the needle goes in and out in a straight line, and enjoy the crunch. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Love that. Anyway, that's exactly what I'm doing right now, except that I'm actually felting fluffy wool down to go right inside that shape. Now, the shape is by no means big enough yet, so I'm going to now add more wool to it. And for this you need the other 1/3 of your wool that you've put aside. And you're going to start wrapping it around the shape to build up more bulk, and then you felt it down. You can do this in small increments. You don't have to do this all in one go. So just felt it down whilst wrapping it around the shape, and then you can start looking at your template on the last page, because you're trying to get to that size and shape. Okay, so I need to do a little bit more building up to get to that. If you've got bitty pieces again, just tease them out, ignore the bits that come off, just leave them to one side. You can lay them on top of the larger piece already, and then just continue building up the shape. If your shape's too short, then go a little bit beyond the end of the shape to build up the length of it as well, and stab it down. And that way you're building up the shape slowly but surely. This wool is what we call our basic core wool. It is from Welsh sheep, and sometimes we find a little bit of VM in there, which is called VM but stands for vegetable matter, and it's just dried up grass, or just whatever the sheep have been standing on in the field. Sometimes you end up with a little bit of that grass or plant, dried up plant fibre. Now what you see me do now already is that I'm actually stabbing one end flat, because that's the bit where the dog's going to sit on. So the test is always, if you stand it up, does it stay standing or does it fall over? So stab one end flat by just going right into the center. If to keep your fingers safe, rest your shape on your felting mat rather than holding it in your hand, and just go in that area here. Don't get tempted to stab into the sides, because you're just rounding that off again. So you just want to go into the center, right underneath. Even if it makes a little indentation, that's still better. And then use more wool to build up the shape if it's still not quite the right height or thickness. So I'm just going to felt that down again, and I'm going to check against my template again. We're not shaping it any other way other than just a sort of a blob that has got a flat bottom, and it can just sit on there. Now this part here, because we want to keep it round, you're going to stab from the side over the top and back, and always turning your shape. When you're doing a 3D shape, you always have to turn it. Don't just keep it lying flat because you love stabbing so much into the wool. It's such a lovely feeling. You do have to keep turning it so that you get an even shrinkage going on, so that it doesn't suddenly become really flat. So now I'm going to check it again. Getting there, slowly but surely. So I'm going to do a little bit more. You can of course also build the wool up over the top, so you don't just have to build it around the sides. So lay the wool over the top to build up a little bit of height, and then stab it down. So there's quite a lot of stabbing going on. You can use multi-tools if you've got them. They never come in our kits. You get 3 needles usually in our kits, and you're using a coarse needle for this project, but it does tell you on the instructions as well. Remember, if you haven't got the kit yet, it's not too late to get it, and the tutorial will stay on Facebook, but it also will go over onto our YouTube channel, so it will be there as of tomorrow, and there are many useful tutorials. There's one thing that I wanted to show you, because I thought it would be interesting for you to see. I have actually found, goodness knows why we've got them, but we've got ginormous felting needles. I found them the other day when we were moving our offices, and I brought them here, and I'd lost them because my workshop was too messy. But as I tidied up today, I found them. Now, if you wanted to see a felting needle, are you ready for this? This is definitely this thing of nightmares. Okay, are you ready? This is the felting needle. This is a coarse felting needle that I'm using. Okay, this is the coarse felting needle. These are ginormous felting needles. I have no idea what anybody would use them for. I tried to stab it into wool. It's not working. But I thought I'd bring them in because I thought it might be nice if I move these really close to the camera as a whole. hopefully the camera will zoom in and you can actually see what a felting needle looks like close up. So these are really, really big. And I don't know if you can see it well enough, but you can see the notches in there. You can even see that it's a triangular shape. It's so it's so big. There's a, I don't know why why two of them are different colors, but can you see the notches that are, they're not barbs, they're definitely notches, so they're indentations. So I don't know if that is working or not. I can't really tell if the camera is zooming in or not. My eyes are too tired at this time of the evening. So yes, so I'll show you from the front camera as well. Look at these. That is crazy. Really crazy. You definitely wouldn't want to stab yourself with one of those. Yes, so anyway, that I thought that might be fun to see. So there's the shape now. I'm going to just quickly check in because I'm too curious what you're all saying about that little let's have a look. Oh, sorry, I was just getting completely sidetracked. That's a lovely story, Sherry, about telling your friend how to needle felt because she can't do basket weaving anymore. Okay, so I love the crunch, says Katrina. Katerina, we've got a Katrina as well, but this is Katerina. I got my maker's box yesterday and started on the forest floor patch because it's so therapeutic. Oh, nice, good idea. Oh, we've got Sherry from Tennessee. Excellent. Gina said, I didn't mean to miss the coronation, but I fell asleep. Oh dear, little captions of our Jack Russell. Remember, give us a caption on what does this look? What is this look? Why is this look so guilty? What? I didn't mean to. Whatever. My Jack Russell would say, I didn't mean to eat your steak, but it was delicious, says Rose. Oh, so you actually have got a Jack Russell. That's nice. I didn't mean to inside. Oh, no, we've done that already. Oh, inside your slipper, your Royal Highness. Dear, oh dear, Colette, you're getting carried away here. Okay, so Dawn says, nearly missed you, but you haven't because you're here. They look more like Allen keys. They do actually. They're absolutely crazy, but trust me, these needle felting needles are not Allen keys. They're definitely, I don't know what they are. They are, yeah, they're definitely something else. Right, let's get back to our Jack Russell. So I'm going to go to the overhead camera again. I'll do a little bit more stabbing with the right needle, not with a ginormous one. So I wouldn't worry too much about making this surface really smooth because there's a lot going on top, including the snout. Now I'll show you how to make the snout and I'll show you how to make the legs, but I have actually got a few ready, so I'm going to use them. So you don't have to watch the painful task of me making every single leg. If you're watching this and you're making along, just put me on pause. And then when you're ready with all your bits and pieces, then we can continue together. Right, so making the snout. Follow the instructions, obviously, where it tells you how much you take of whatever. But here it tells you that what is the quantity for the snout. Let's just have a quick look. So from the third portion, take a good pinch. So I've taken a good pinch, enough to cover your fingers on your hand, about 10 centimeters and 6 centimeters. So it needs to sit sort of on the top of your hand, and it does cover that. And then you're going to make it a little bit thicker than you think it should be, because we want it to be quite a nice wad like that. And now you're going to fold it in half, so that this is the folded edge here at the top, and then you roll it in from one end, but you want to roll it really tight So roll it in, roll it in, roll it in, all the way to the last wispy fibers. And then all you're going to do is you're going to felt down these last wispy fibers into the shape, and you're going to already start turning it because you want to maintain a 3D shape. Now the wispy ends that are that were at the opposite end of the fold are really useful to hold on to whilst you're stabbing at the opposite end. You do need to stab into the very end of the shape because you want to make it a nice solid shape all around, including that part which will become the nose. So when we attach the black for the nose later, you're not going to make an indentation. So do stab all around. Or the only thing you always have to remember is to just go in and out in a straight line. Doesn't matter what angle you're coming at, just if you're going straight into the nose, mind that you don't go so far that you're actually stabbing into your fingers that are holding on to the end of the snout. So keep going in there. And if anybody is watching from Sewing Street, then you're all most welcome. As I mentioned when I was there on Saturday, this tutorial will stay on our YouTube channel for you to watch, or here on Facebook as well. If you are watching on Facebook and you haven't liked our page yet, please do that. Like our post as well. Share it. Everything's shareable with your friends. If anybody is interested in making a dog, then that's your opportunity to maybe share it with them if they want to make sort of a slightly fun stylized dog. And the snout template on the back is there. So you're felting this part, that solid line, that part, and then you've got the wispy ends sticking out at the back. So that's not a bad match now. And now you're going to open these wispy ends up, and inevitably you've probably got quite too many. So take some off, because all we want to do is attach this for the snout, not for the extra bulk. And then decide what the front of the dog is and put the snout on here. So I'm flattening out the fibers and I'm stroking them across the shape, and then I'm going to stab these wispy ends that I've opened up and I've spread out all around the body. I'm going to stab them in first. And whilst you're doing this, you're already again shaping the whole shape a bit more. Now this may look really big at the moment, but we haven't really stabbed into the close edge of the make yet, and we're trying to get to that shape. So you do want to, oops, sorry, that was my head. So we're trying to make that a little bit smaller. You can always add more wool. So there's never at any point where you can't add more. You have plenty of wool left, and you can add more. So once you've got the wispy ends felted down, then you can stab straight into the snout at a shallow angle to shrink it down a little bit if need be. And you can also add more wool if you have to. If for whatever reason it is a little bit skinny, the snout, then you can add a little bit more wool over it. So just take a little bit of wool and just wrap it around it like that. All of this will be coloured in, so I'm not worried at all about the sort of seams, if you like, that it leaves. And you can stab a bit more right into the nose as well, because there's a lot happening still. So whilst you're catching up, if you're doing this along with me, I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the other things that we are up to and that you might be interested. If any of you are near London, then we have got a new fair that we're going to, and it is the Artisan Fair at Hampton Court Palace. And I'm just going to give you the little thumbnail details there. So it's at Hampton Court Palace, May the 12th to the 14th. And we have actually got workshops that we are organising there. So we have our own little marquee where we're running workshops. I'm just getting some more, something else that I've forgotten. So just ignore the fact that I might sound from a different end, coming from a different end. Yes, so you can book onto the workshops, go onto our website. Alicia's probably sharing it as we speak. And you can get a space at the Gardening Mouse and the Busy Mr. Mole workshop. But we also have a stand there, so it's a nice day out. I've been promised that it's always the sun always shines. So we'll see if that is true or not. But whilst I'm talking about other bits happening, we've got a hair picture that you are able to book onto as well now, happening at our workshops, at our headquarters, at the Makers, Unit 17A in Nailsworth, Gloucestershire. And this one is run by Agnes Davis. She's got quite a few workshops lined up, but you can book onto this now, 29th of June from 9 until 1 p.m. It is suitable for total beginners. It's only a small picture of an A6, that's a postcard size. And whilst we're at it, before that we've got the poppy landscape with Carol, and that one is an A4. Based from our kit, so you can come and book onto this as well. There's lots of writing. I might have to ask Alicia to make a better thumbnail for this so you just see the details, but it's very similar the details are very similar, except this one is from 10 until 3 and you get lunch, and that is included in the price as well. So, right, let's crack on with our Jack Russell. I'm going to show you now how to make legs, and I make one and then I've got 3 already ready, so I've worked ahead a little bit. So you make 4 equal portions for 4 legs, okay? So this one is a little bit big maybe, and you're now digging into the last third of your wool. There, 4 equal portions, okay? You still have got wool left over after this. So you take one of these, and as before, you flatten it out, as before with the snout, then you fold it in half, and then you roll it in from one side, same as before, but this time you're aiming for a sausage shape rather than a tapered shape. So you've got your shape here, and then you felt that down. Get those wispy fibers stabbed in first so it doesn't pop open. And keep turning it. You might felt it to the mat. So, I've no idea what Alicia just said, but she said, we don't have you anymore. What the heck does that mean? We don't have you anymore. Have I disappeared? Is that what you're saying? Ah, okay. I can hear you loud and clear. Okay, hang on a second. Goodness me, I don't know what happened there, but I think my internet just dropped out because I could see red. Red is never good, green is very good, yellow is not so good. So I think I'm back. So I don't know how much you missed. But yes, Alicia, you can definitely turn me off now. Okay, so I don't know how much you've missed, but all I've done is a leg. Did you get that leg? But if not, I'm going to do that again. Okay, so you have your you split your wool into 4 equal parts from the remaining stash. You fold your wool in half, and then you roll it in from the side, just like you did with the snout. But this time you're aiming for a sausage shape, And do use the templates on the instructions, because this is definitely sort of a longer shape than you did earlier with the snout. And I really apologize. I have absolutely no idea why the internet just crashed. I'm even plugged in. I'm not even on wireless. I'm plugged into the Ethernet, so it's not even. Yeah, no idea why it happened, so I do apologize. I don't know what happens when I disappear, if anybody even notices it later. But I hope you haven't all run away. So this is one of the legs, and I've worked ahead a little bit. So I've made some legs already, which are here. I've got lots of legs to choose from now because I've just made 2. And what you're going to do is let me just felt this down a little bit more, and then I use this one. So you have these wispy ends at the end, and they're useful still to hold on to, but this time we're not spreading them out like we did with the snout. We're actually going to lay them onto the dog just like that, so they go up. You can take a few off, they don't need to go so far up. But what you want to do is you want to attach the front paws so that you've got a bit extra overlapping, and then just felt that down, so slightly diagonal. So the paw is coming to the front, and you're felting the top flat against the body, but maintain that 3D-ness of the remainder of the leg. I'm just going to felt this one down a little bit more too. So I've got 2 exactly the same. You obviously make 4 legs, and they can all be completely the same. But if you have got 2 that are slightly thicker, then use them for the front legs, not for the hind legs. And then you're going to put that one on in exactly the same way. So felt that on here as well. So the fibers, this time we're not spreading them out, we're just laying them against the body and use them as a base to felt the leg on. Now you've got, can you see how these are slightly overlapping? So you're going to sit your dog down now, and you're going to squeeze these paws so that they are coming out at a right angle, and in that join where the paw comes forward, you're going to stab your needle to make, so your dog will still be sitting flat on his tummy, but now you've got that right angle going on with the paw. And you do that on both sides. I'm going to turn this round. Sorry, you might not be able to see that, but I have to just turn it that way for a minute. So now you've got both paws sticking out forward, and then you're going to use 2 more of your legs, and they're going to be felted on so that they're facing forward. So you might have to bend it, you will have to bend them in a little bit, so the legs are facing forward towards the front. And again, please don't worry about it looking as if you've just attached them. We are doing so much more coverage on that basic shape. It will all be fine in the end. So you've got 2 legs coming out here on the sides, coming towards the front paws, so that when the dog's sitting down, it's sitting sort of a little bit ungracious. Not the most elegant of dogs sit there, but that's what they do. Especially our dogs always sit like that when it's on a slippy floor, and they sort of their hind legs are literally sliding away from underneath them. So now you've got your pooch here with the legs ready, and we can start working on some of the coloured details. Now at this point you can also decide whether you want your dog to have these lovely fox rust brown ears, or whether you want to want them to have different ears. I will just show you that you can mix this wool with a little bit of the lighter wool to get a toned down version of that fox rust brown. It makes it a little bit blonder, so that's entirely up to you if you want to make another color mix, or whether you're going to stick with this lovely brown color. This fox rust brown is one of the most popular colors that we sell, because you cannot get a sheep in that color naturally, and there are just so many animals that have that wool. This is a slightly blonder version, and you can even tone it down a little bit more. In any case, you need 2 same amounts for each ear. You fold it in half as you did before, but this time instead of rolling it, you're actually folding the edge in, like you're making a triangular shape here. Now that you're going to felt flat on your mat this time, so you don't need to keep turning it in small increments, but you do need to turn it all together round to the other side, because you are felting it onto the mat. And you do need to stab sort of from both sides. But we're making a nice flat shape ear. So at some point, maybe don't stab so deep into the mat. Just keep it a bit more superficial. And then that should hopefully tuck away all the wispy fibers, and then make a second ear in exactly the same way. So it's always good to have these portions there from the outset, especially if you're a beginner, because it's hard to remember how much did I use again. So yes, same principle, make a second ear. Now the ears, the way that we are attaching the ears is in quite a special way, because what we want is, you want to give that impression of the ears slightly like he's jumping up and down. So you want them to be slightly sort of sticky out, and I'll show you how you get that effect with the ears. So you're making the ears ever so slightly pointy, but not quite. So keep it, they're tapered with a little rounded tip. And at that point, if you're making a different dog altogether, obviously the ears can be quite a deciding factor on what the dog looks like. So the ears are actually now getting attached, sticking up on the side like that. So instead of having them hanging down, we're felting them on, sticking up, and we're letting the wispy ends of the ears sort of just cover up the side of the head. And then you're going to fold them over and just give them a couple of stabs, so that the ears naturally, not flattening down, but sort of naturally sticking out by the side of the head. And you're going to do that on the other side as well. So you felt them on, sticking up, like they're just pointing up, straight up. And then when they're on, you're going to fold them down and give them a couple of stabs, just to stop them from being completely sticky up or flat to the head. At this point, your little dog looks like a little piggy, and that's quite normal, okay? But what we're going to do now is we're going to start colouring the dog in. So on top of the ear, you're actually going to colour the top of the head in. Now, if you're making a mini-me of a Jack Russell that you know, they might have different markings. So you can already start making different markings of the dog that you are making. If not, then just follow the instructions and colour the whole of the top of the head in. And we're going all the way down, but we're not covering the top of the snout. So we're going all the way down where the eyes are, but not the top of the snout. So by now you might have gone to a medium needle to make the wool a little bit less stabby looking. I'm still using the coarse needle because I'm trying to be extra speedy, and the dog still looks like a little pig, and that's fine. So you're also colouring in the side of the muzzle, but you're not colouring in the top of the nose. So slowly but surely colour in the dog just around the head at the moment. Just going to go to a medium needle now, if I can find one. No, that's not one. Oh, where's my medium needle gone? Tidied up, didn't I? Tidied up. That's what happens when you tidy up. Well, this is the next best thing. I'm actually using a twisted needle now, but if you're using the kit, you will have the right needles in there. So once you've done that colouring in and do the other side as well. You can also go underneath the ear, so it doesn't really matter whether wool fibres have spilled out earlier. You're colouring in the side of the head, and in a minute we're going to go off symmetry. So at the moment we're doing this symmetrically, like mirror image, one side is the same as the other side, but shortly we're going off symmetry. I'm so sorry that happened just then with the internet. I'm just going to go to the front camera so you can see my little piggy there. It will all be alright, I promise you, it always is. Whilst I've got you here now, I just also want to tell you what's happening next week, because obviously we have got another live stream next week, and that is the Iris Fairy on the 18th of April. Then after that it will be the surprise make-along, which the theme of the box is whatever the weather, and I've decided on doing something that is a little bit like a fairy in the rain. Doesn't mean to say we're making a fairy. And then, would you believe it, after that it's already the next subscription boxes. And I have to show you, if you haven't seen it last week, but I will show you the little piggy in the teacup. So this is our maker's box for May. I just love him so much. Look, he pops out of this cup, and this is all needle felted. So you will be learning how to make a teacup from structural core, and a little piggy to sit in and have a whale of a time. How cute is that? How cute! Look, yay! I just love him so much. Yes, so great. It's a great cup here as well. It's a bit heavy to drink with him inside, but definitely a cute little thing. But before that, obviously, the wild boar piglets are the April boxes. So make sure that you get these first if you want to join our subscription boxes, and you get to make a little grassy patch for them to sit and play on, which is what was earlier mentioned. I can't remember. Was it Katerina who said she made this first because it's so therapeutic just to stab into wool. But you get to make the two little humbug piglets as well. Right, going back to our Jack Russell now, stabbing away. Can you see how much scope you've still got to sculpt and to shape now? So what I want to do is I want to definitely get to making the nose, and I might not be able to colour the whole dog in, but I can explain what we're doing, because I don't want to keep you too long, and I don't want to keep myself too long either. So you can colour in the side of the muzzle at the moment, and then we're going to go to the nose. Okay, so once you've got a bit of color going on here, you can also start adding a new color into it. So for example, you can add a little bit of black here. It can, at the moment, it can spill into the body. For now we're sort of keeping the legs slightly separate, but add a little bit of black on one side. Maybe go a bit lower with, you can make that leg the same color as the top of the head. So if you're doing this, make sure you keep the colors separate just to the leg. So make sure you stab it into that crease where the join is, and then obviously at the top it can join the rest. But you can definitely color in your little leg, and then maybe keep the paw white. It's entirely up to you. Maybe give it a black tip. If you've got a dog to follow, then use those colors. Just a little bit of a resemblance in terms of the markings often is enough to really remind you of that particular little dog that might be your favorite, or somebody else's favorite. Or maybe you get photos of Bluebell and Beth, and you make identical copies of the dogs, the real Royal Pooches, so to speak. So he's got one coloured in leg and one not, and a little bit of black here. There will be more colouring going on at the back, but I want to show you how to do the nose. So you take a wisp of the black, a really tiny wisp is actually enough. Take a bit, put a bit away. And then you're going to fold this in half, and the folded edge sits on top of the nose. So this requires definitely the medium needle and a little bit of gentle stabbing to get the nose on first, on the top. Just keep that line nice and neat. And then you can sort of bring the rest down into a triangular shape. So stab it into shape as you go along. So bring it down so that the colour meets at the bottom. It's definitely best to use little wool, and then if need be add more. But just get that nose felted on. It's probably in terms of proportions too big, but that's okay. Keep it flat at the top, and then get rid of these wispy bits. Now if you have wispy bits and they just won't stick to your needle, use the spaghetti on the fork trick. Just wind them around your needle tip and then stab them in as soon as you coat them on the end of your needle. And so you're making sort of a tapered shape going down towards there. And then we're going to give this dog a big smile, because he's got all reasons to be happy, because he's just probably had a really good time not thinking about the consequences. And just a little bit of black wool that you've twisted between your fingers to make a nice line, and felt that down into a big smiley mouth. And once you've done that, just needle felt a straight line from the tip of the nose to that mouth, just to define the muzzles a little bit, the muzzle a little bit more. There. So now he's got his face. We now can work. If you need to, you can work on finer details, but there's plenty of time to get the details right. Doesn't look like a piggy anymore, which is good. And I think next I did potentially the eyes. Yes, so for the eyes, this is a good one. We definitely want to do. So you take a little bit of your white wool and tease it into a shorter batch of wool. So you've got shorter fibers there. Now you don't need to shape this into anything. Keep it as a white wispy patch, but then felt in a circular way so that you making like a round shape by stabbing repeatedly into that round shape, and the fibers will slowly but surely just disappear. And when you get sort of close to where there's only a few wisps left, just fold them in and fold them and felt them down. So fold them in and felt them down. And you're making a disc that's bigger than the eyes that you're putting in there by quite a bit. And then you repeat that on the other side. So just have a little patch of wispy wool, lay it down where you want the eyes to go, and just consistently stab in that disc shape. The needle will do all the work for you. You just need to guide it and guide the wool where it needs to go. Make sure you've got two about the same size, so keep looking at it and stab it down. And now the important bit is that when you add the eye into it, you're going to have to add it so that it's slightly higher up than you would normally have it, rather than in the center. That's what I'm trying to say. And so use the eyes that come in your kit. Take them out of the paper envelope. This should also be where the crown is. Where's it? Oh, I've opened the wrong envelope. Here it is. Sorry. Getting confused. Doesn't take a lot to confuse me. So there are the eyes. There's the little crown. You don't have to put the crown on the dog. You can just keep it for something else. So poke a hole into into that white disc, but make sure that it's slightly higher up. If you have got an awl, use an awl. If you haven't got an awl, use your felting needle. But wherever the needle comes out, don't have your hand, and do go in as far as you can so that you can barely hold on to the handle. When you pull it out, you should have a very clear hole there. Insert one eye first. You want the dog to look up. Well, you might not, but that's what I'm doing. And there's another little trick that we're doing in a minute to emphasize that even more. So you want the white to be visible underneath, and the eyes are fairly high up. And now to fasten the eyes, and it's the usual, it's always the same, it never changes. You use your glue bottle, which I took it with me, and I haven't got it back. I took it with me to some other place, so I'm gonna have to go and get one from the other desk. Just bear with me. I've got zillions on the other end, and I'm back. Okay, so glue bottle. We love these stick-it glue bottles because they just have a fine nozzle, and you add a dab of glue underneath, well, behind the eye. Is there something coming out? Yes. And then push the eye in, so don't let the eye pop out of the head, just let it slide forward a little bit. Pop it back in. And now, oh dear, this looks like a puppy. Now you're going to take a tiny bit of black, and you're just going to put that above the eye. That emphasizes that sheepish look, because you're making it even more white underneath by making it blacker on top. That sounds weird, but trust me, it does help. So put that on top of the eye, and it gives it that extra. I didn't mean to. I really didn't mean to. Oh no. Oh dear. So you've got your little dog there, and the details that are missing now are things like tail. So for the tail, you basically make another. It's all right, little one. Don't worry, we're not cross. He's sitting there looking up. He's so cute. You're making basically another, like you did with the leg, another leg. So roll the wool in, exactly the same. Da, 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 da. And then you felt it down. Da, 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 da. And then when you've done that, this time you're actually going to, before you attach it, you're going to add more wool onto it. So keep the tip of the tail white, and then add brown wool going all the way around, flat like a ribbon, like we wrap wire. And then you go up, even up to where the wispy bits are, all the way up, and even more, up. Give it a couple of very shallow stabs just to felt the wool on. If you stab too deep, you will get white coming out at the other side. So just, that's your little tail of the dog, and that one will be sticking out at the back like that. So you attach the tail just underneath the dog, so no wispy fibers spreading out or anything. Just get it felted down onto him underneath his bum like that. And then you color in where it comes out of the dog, so just add more of the patterning onto him by just felting the wool around his lower back. Now you can, like I said, you can add more patterns, different patterns, whatever you want onto your little dog. I've added a bit of black here on ours to the top of it. Sometimes you can have, they have sort of a little bit of a grey muzzle, so just mix a little bit of the white and the black together, and then you are going to cover these the legs join up with either the color that you want there to be, or just white. So you're going to get rid of that joined looking look. Felt that down, and do this on the other side as well, or just add different colors to it. So for the outer wool, even though it's our basic core wool, you can use it on the outside as well. It's actually not a bad wool to be used on the outside. So get it all covered up. This one needs definitely covering up to also secure it a little bit more. He needs a bit more here on his back and a little bit more colouring all around, but he can join all his naughty little companions now, and they all I just love their looks. I love dogs so much. Now with a crown, you basically just put a generous dab of glue on the top of the head, put the crown on and leave it to dry. You wouldn't believe how strong this glue is. This stick-it glue is absolutely solid. It is just magic. I don't really know what, it's just a very basic PVA glue, but it's very good quality. Yeah, so that's it really. I am so glad I've got you back. I'm still thinking about how the internet dropped out, but we're all good. We're all back, so it's all good. Now the only thing is that I'll talk to Alicia about that later. Anyway, what else can I tell you? Let's have a think. Upcoming sub boxes. We just talked about that. Oh yes. We have our coronation mice. Now the mice are not in scale to the Royal Pooch. So if you're thinking of making the pooch to go with the mice, then feel free to do that. But they definitely look out of scale, and they look out of scale. I'll show it to you. They look out of scale like that. Okay, are you ready? Ready, steady, go. This is the pooch and there's the mice. I do love the mice, I will be honest, because they have these ridiculously out of proportion accessories that come in the kit. So there's the scepter, which is really skinny and tiny, and then we've got this ginormous big orb which you have to point up, otherwise it looks like he's going bowling. And then he's got this lovely cloak, and then Camilla, the queen, if this is what you're making, she's got a little silver crown. She's holding the Union Jack, and I love it when they stand together and they're holding tails. That is just the sweetest thing ever. So I don't know if your mice will be holding tails, but these two certainly are, and they're all ready to be together for the big day. Right, whether you are a somebody who loves the royal family, or whether you're somebody who doesn't, it doesn't really matter. It is a big event, and I can tell you that as you know, I'm German, and the Germans love the royal family. I think what they love about it is nothing too heavy. It's a little bit of fairy tale in the current times, and I think that's what a lot of people celebrate. Just the fact that there is this sort of just a little bit of an otherness, of another world, of a world that most of us will never really appreciate what it's like, and probably just as well. But there is this whole romantic view of a kingdom, and the queen and the king and the prince and the princess and all the rest of it. And let's not be cynical about it. Let's just enjoy the moment and get carried away in this world of, I don't know, imagination and fantasy. It's a bit like fairies, right? We love fairies. Whether everything is exactly like that or not, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, have I missed anything? Let's just have a quick look. I don't know if there has been a winner of our caption of the dog, so I'm hoping that maybe Alicia will be able to tell me. Oh, Sean, we haven't talked about Sean. So Sean the sheep, Sean the sheep, yes, that one. The kits are still available to pre-order. The sooner you order, the sooner you get it. We will work in order of orders, if that makes sense. And I'm actually working my butt off at the moment to try and get the instructions out and ready. So you have Sean on 2 legs, who comes with everything to make him, but also his little satchel and a bunch of flowers. And then you have Sean on 4 legs, who is wearing a scarf, and he has a cabbage football. So these 2 kits are separate. And we have a winner. And the winner is Caroline. And I want to know what the caption was that Caroline has set to get her the so I'm trying to find out now, but maybe Alicia will whisper in my ear. Caroline, you win tonight's £5 gift voucher. Lovely. So all you need to do is, Caroline, you need to either Alicia will send you a personal message, or you need to get in. Well, actually, let's just keep it all with Alicia, because she's arranging the code to be sent out to you via personal message. So just get in touch with her, or get in touch, or Alicia will get in touch with you, no doubt. Oh, and Caroline is still there, so that's amazing. She's saying thank you. Right, I think I have, oh, she said, I didn't mean to chew your pretty shoes. Lovely, I love it. And that is definitely dog-like. I just wanted to comment on one thing that Katerina has said, that we need to make Henry the 8th mouse for the Hampton Court Fair. Carol, if you're still watching, she might not be, but if you're still watching, I think this would be right down your street, because apparently Carol is only coming to the festival with me because she's a Henry VIII King fan. So yeah, that's quite a lot of fun. Okay, I think I've covered everything that I meant to cover. I'm just double checking. Summer retreat, yes, the bears are still, you can still, oh gosh, no, I didn't mean to do that, sorry. Summer retreat, you can still join us for the summer retreat. I think the last few days with this absolutely grim weather has probably put people off ever to dream about the summer. Certainly not wanting to sleep in a bell tent, and I'm 100% with you. But July, the weather will be amazing. I know it. So, take care, everybody. Thank you for watching. Give us the thumbs up whenever you're watching this, however you're watching this, whether you're watching this on Facebook or whether you are watching this on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Tell all your friends and family if you enjoyed what you saw here today. And remember, every Tuesday, oh, I think Alicia thinks I haven't done the hair workshop, but I have. But I did it when the internet was down, so I'm going to do that very quickly now. The hair workshop, it's a hair picture with artist Agnes Davis. This is totally suitable for beginners. It's from 9 until 1, so it's only a 4-hour workshop with all refreshments, all materials and extra tools. And you can book by getting in touch with us, info@themakers, or no, all wrong, you can book directly. You can book directly with us by hopping onto our website. And exactly the same thing, and again, I think that was when the internet was down, I was talking about the poppy landscape. You can book the poppy landscape on our website as well, and that one is you've only got until the 15th of April to get our early bird price. And that one is taking place on Friday the 19th of May. And that is an all-day one from 10 until 3 with Carol. Henry VIII fan. Right, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to go and have some supper now because my tummy is rumbling. And, oh, I wanted to show you the cup that I've been using tonight, which I haven't had a chance to show you. In true royal style, here we go. This is, now I have to speak with a posh English voice, which I can't. But anyway, this is all I've got to say now, and I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye, everybody. Thank you very much for watching.